History doesn't necessarily repeat itself, but it does rhyme on occasion. And in this instance, the article I'm about to read, it's pretty apparent that it's it's getting a tune ready. It's gonna rhyme like a freaking Tupac Shakur. It's gonna start rapping here in a second. If you go back far enough in history, you can chronicle these things happening. You know, why did the Armenian genocide happen? Well, you can look that up yourself, but it's pretty apparent that it just didn't happen one day. It happened over decades, maybe in hundreds of years. Case in point here, California School District website tells kids that attacking whiteness is not enough and immediately deletes it when it hits the fan. Now, you gotta understand, a lot of these morons on the left, especially the erudite sort of, college professors, the thought leaders, if you will, they'll do this. They'll fire out something stupid like this. Attacking whiteness is not enough. What does that mean? Does it mean a physical attack? Does it mean a verbal attack? Probably actually both of them. And I wouldn't doubt that. But you see, these people who are pushing this out are, in fact, you guessed it, white themselves. So why would they attack their own side unless they're just filled with a bunch of self-hate? Which, by the way, I don't doubt. So, attacking whiteness, what the fuck does that mean? Well, we see down here, it says a Riverside, California school district drew criticism after its official website promoted an essay with a decidedly racialist stance. Not racialist, it's flat out racist. Change that word white to Latino or black. And you got people coming out of the goddamn woodwork, reeing into the sunset. But since it's white people, fuck them, who cares, right? You see, if it's not good for one side of the political spectrum, or let's say if it's not good for, you can't say that about a race or a couple of races, why is it okay to say it about white people? They got institutional control, really? What fucking institutional control do I goddamn have? I don't. I don't have any institutional control. So, what is it? You're just being a racist piece of shit. According to the Federalist, the essay titled Decentering Whiteness is written by authors Jeff Hitchcock and Charlie Flint. Very white sounding names. Anyways, in the essay, the authors state that attacking whiteness just isn't enough. When it comes to dismantling white supremacy, and noted that it takes all walks of life to cut down whiteness. Now that is very, very strong worded language there, that if someone mistook that, they could say, well, they just said promote violence against white people, and then they start attacking white people. Then of course the news media would back that person up because they're fighting whatever the fuck they're fighting for. The report added that the district referenced the essay at least 3 times throughout the website under a subsection including professional learning, community engagement, culture, and climate. All references at the time were reportedly found on the webpage Equity, Access, and Community Engagement resource page. And just by that title of that website, or that couple of different pages, you know that you're going to get a bunch of bullshit from the far left. The removed document, the Federalist reported, condemned whiteness and explained tactics for whiteness itself to be made more marginal. Well, there's a couple ways you can marginalize somebody. You could attack and hurt them and put them 6 feet under. Is that what they're trying to say? I think so. Decentering whiteness, as we envision it, is a collective process that can take place in organizations, sector of society, personalized over periods of days, months, years, and generations. A portion of the document read. The document also encouraged people to assume that whiteness and race always structures our experience. Really? You really think that I, as a white dude, affect you somehow? You don't know where I live. I don't know where you live. But for some reason, you think that I have so much institutional control that I basically determine the outcome of your life? go fuck yourself. I have no desire to do that, nor do I would even consider even remotely asking somebody else to do that. You live your life, I live my life. But when shit like this happens, what do? They're basically saying attack white people, put them in camps, get rid of them, destroy them. Why? What the fuck did I ever do to you? The quick and short answer is nothing. I didn't do anything. But apparently, because of the color of my skin, they can act racist towards me and I have to fucking take it. No. Go fuck yourself. I don't have to take shit. Simply attacking whiteness is not enough to accomplish the goal of deconstructing whiteness. Assaults on whiteness, depending on their nature, may have the effect of confirming and solidifying the central position of whiteness in American society. What the fuck does that mean? I know what it means out there in the Lazo land. I fucking get it. Alright? But this is kind of bullshit. Drop white, put black in there. Of course, then that would be obviously not correct and not prudent. But what about this? That's okay? Go fuck yourself. The Federalist added, perhaps most sinister, decentering whiteness clearly sought to encourage racial division and even racial conflict, calling on multiracial coalition to displace whiteness. It read, it will take a multiracial effort to displace whiteness, one that includes people from all racial cultural groups. So, how do you do that? You can't just peacefully dismantle whiteness. The only way to get rid of whiteness is to put people like myself into camps and into chambers to kill them. How else are you going to do it? Short answer is, again, you can't without violence. And therein lies the rub. Communications Director Deanna Meza told the outlet the district was in the process of updating the Equity, Access, and Community Engagement Google site and landing page. The page should be back up soon, Meza added when reached for comment about the inexplicable disappearance of decentering whiteness references. You can read the document in its entirety at that link below on the Blaze Media site. So, I just, I get why some people out there are I guess racist in a way. I get it. I think it's stupid in some respects. Actually, maybe all of them. But I understand why, I guess. I'm not a racist myself, so I can understand. What I don't understand, people of my own supposed race, who are going out there writing this fucking drivel, actively and promoting violence against a racial group. Oh, but since we're not protected, go fuck ourselves, right? So we just have to handle it. So whenever crackpot liberal douche fuck decides to take this fucking article to its ultimate conclusion and start attacking people based on their skin color. But of course the news media won't call it that. They'll say, well, some white guy got mad at a bunch of white people. So fucking what? When you dig further in this hypothetical situation, you find out this guy's a racist piece of shit. Oh, well, fuck it. We're not going to talk about it. Whatever. This shit should piss you off. And hopefully, I'm glad the Federalist whoever decided to investigate this and kind of point it out. But you see, that's what they do. They find out how much they can put out. Now they know how, okay, we need to tampen down the language a little bit. So they'll tamp it down a little bit, kind of repackage it and say, well, we don't want the overt destruction and removal of whiteness in society yet. We're going to do it peacefully and through the ballot box at first. That's how they'll just repackage the wording. This is bullshit. And it should not. And if this was against black people or Jews or Latinos, I would still have the same sort of attitude towards it. This is bullshit. Why are you attacking someone's race without, by basically knowing what their motivations are? You just can't say, oh, they're black, they got bad motivations, or they're white, they're gonna take over the world. What the fuck are you talking about? So we're just a fucking monolith, and you can decide who we are just based on our skin color? Go fuck yourself. I'm sure MLK would be turning in his fucking grave, but again, I don't know, other than what you've learned in school about Martin Luther King and all the other stuff that he's been tied to in the past. I don't know much about him. I don't know if he would be pissed off about this. But rest assured that this sort of coded language, this sort of active and sort of passive violence towards a specific race is bullshit, regardless of what racial background that you hold or I hold. This shit needs to stop. And the way you stop this is, well, I have an idea, maybe for a video for a different time.